This is the third installment in a series of videos designed to make a statement about religion on the Cheyenne River Reservation. If you want to see the first and second videos, you can click the links at the bottom of this post. The purpose of these videos is to demonstrate that there is a fundamental difference between Christianity and the traditional religion. In each video, you are invited to listen to what I have to say, compare it to your own knowledge, and draw your own conclusions. Today, I would like to talk about Christmas. Specifically, I want to talk about the Christmas event, the thing that is celebrated by Christians every 25th of December. Now, whenever people talk about the true meaning of Christmas, there is usually a shift in focus away from the presents and the decorations and more towards abstract ideas of hope or a quality time spent with family. Sometimes emphasis is drawn to the image of a baby in a manger surrounded by barn animals. But as good as it is to spend time with family, and as much of a miracle as childbirth always is, this is not what Christmas is celebrating. Christmas is celebrating a miracle that Christians call the Incarnation. Now, here's what the Incarnation means. Thousands of years ago, God the Son lived in heaven, and his being filled the universe. But the Father saw that mankind would need a Savior, and so God the Son came down to earth from heaven and became a man. This is recorded in the book of John, chapter 1, verses 1 and 14. I want to emphasize these words. He became a man. He did not change his appearance to look like a man. He did not take on the form of a man for a little while and then go back to being a bodiless spirit. He became a man with everything that implied. Jesus became hungry, Matthew 4, 1 through 2. Thirsty, John 19, 28. Cold, hot, tired, and sleepy, Matthew 8, 24. All of it exactly as we do. He was born as a helpless infant, Luke 2, 5 through 7, and grew up over a period of years, just as we do. As he grew up, he had to listen to his parents, as we do, Luke 2:51. He had to get a job to support himself. He built houses, by the way, Mark 6:3. He understood what it was to have a friend and to be as close to that friend as a brother, and to have that friend abandon him, John 18, 15 through 18, and 25 through 27. He knew what it was to feel sad and alone and afraid, Matthew 26, 36 through 38. His experience on this earth was exactly like that of an ordinary man, with one exception. Jesus never did anything wrong, not even once. Hebrews 4:15. At the end of Jesus' life, he experienced a long, painful death, Acts 2:23. Then when he rose from the dead 3 days later, he still had a human body, Luke 24, 36 through 43. Later, he ascended into heaven and was still human when he did it, Acts 1, 8 through 11. Even now, he is enthroned above all the angels in heaven, seated at the right hand of the Father, and he is still human, Mark 16:19. The God we Christians worship is also a man. It's important to understand that even though Jesus became a man, he never stopped being God, nor is he some sort of half-man, half-God hybrid thing. He is fully God with everything that implies, and he is also fully man with everything that implies. His human and godly natures are so closely bound up together that it becomes possible to to say things like, this man commands the storms, or God died on the cross. It's not possible for men to order storms around. It's not possible for God to die. But in the person of Jesus Christ, where human and godly nature are perfectly united, both of these things become possible. In the event that we celebrate at Christmas, the God that Christians worship actually became a man. On a specific day in history, in the city of Bethlehem, our God became one of us, and he remains one of us to this day, and he always will be. So now I put these questions to you. According to your understanding, is the God of the traditional religion like this God? Does the traditional religion teach that there was a time and place in history when God became a man while continuing to be God at the same time? Does the traditional religion teach that God has firsthand knowledge of what it is like to be us? Does the traditional religion teach that God continues to be a man to this day? If the traditional religion does teach these things, then it has something in common with Christianity. But if it does not teach these things, then the God of the traditional religion is not the same as the God of Christianity. Consider what I have said and draw your own conclusions.